Hey, it's live. Hello, hi. It is I can use the term. Hello. How is going? How is everyone doing? Give me a second, I'm gonna post this on Twitter and Blue Sky because apparently the last drawing that I did that I posted on Blue Sky, it went well. So hey, if it works, it works. But well, 28 likes. It's 28, 21 likes. It's something. 7 retweets. It's something. I'm not a professional artist. This is literally the second art. Third, probably. No, fourth artwork that I dared myself to post. So, yay! Yay, they like it. Hello. Thank you. I guess. What? I don't know. Yep, that's it. Hello, hi. I keep repeating myself. Antiparallel. I wanted to stream to finish this Wednesday, because Thursday I wasn't going to do it because Thursday is Critical Role day, so I do my thing while I watch Critical Role in the night. It's Thursday night, and the chapter was so great that I couldn't do anything. I was stuck watching the chapter, the stream. So, hello, hi. It is Friday. It is Antiparallel time. We have to finish this. There is Arknights, regular Arknights, an event called Unrealized Realities that involves Nasti Laundry as a character, and it's an event so stupidly important to me, mostly because I once planned a D&D campaign based in Arknights, and whatever the main story thread was going to be, had to do with a lot of the sarcasm and cities involved in the machination of the use of the new technologies used by Rhine Labs. So it's like a parallel that I had my own ideas when Lone Trail happened, and I started writing the campaign, and it's fun. It was I was supposed to do more important things, but I ended up writing what I didn't have to. And the event is apparently another vision to that, but it's like the same mentality that I had. So it's very important to me. So we're gonna start that. Oh no, I don't think that I can stream tomorrow. Oh shit. Well, maybe tomorrow in the afternoon, not that late. So yeah, that's gonna be our nights tomorrow. Then Enfield has another update, and I haven't played the map from this update. I literally finished the thing that I give you the trimmed medal last minute, literally last minute, like 4 minutes before the thing stopped. So We have to play that before it goes. And before the new update happens and Mifu appears, and because you know that I'm gonna pull for Mifu. So, another thing to do. So let's play this thing. Let's stop stalling and let's finish this thing. There's 5 chapters. Not that much. Destruction and Reverse. A cycle of love and death, endlessly alternating. Rebirth and destruction. Here at my command. Rebirth and destruction. Again and again. I'm not sure which trap was set off, but a large number of defense automatons forced out of hidden panels and ceiling and walls, being submitted by their lasters targeting system scattered all over us. Pa-pa-pam. The Shibnaya takes out the machines closing in on us, but they are simply too numerous and she is struggling to deal with all of them. Unveiling that which lies concealed is no simple task after all. You got to expect some heavy defense if something important is really hidden somewhere near. Dushemnaya, get down! Hey! I toss out a grenade right as she ducks down. Pa-pam! The grenade detonates with a different roar, tearing machines apart and creeping a gap in the encirclement. This way! I drag Dushemnaya behind me under the cover of settling dust, break through the encirclement and run toward a different corridor. It doesn't take long for mechanical footsteps to crowd behind us. Looks like a conventional escape route isn't an option anymore. I stop and scan our surroundings. What's wrong? What's wrong, Commander? What did you suddenly? Hold them up for me, Dushemnaya. Oh, okay. I look onto a ventilation panel. It looks big enough for both of us, but small enough that those machines won't fit. I raise my handgun. Pa-pa-pam. The metal grate falls to the floor with a loud clang. Dushemnaya, over here! After observing the situation from within the ventilation duct for a bit, we picked a room with a repair station to exit the duct as Dushemnaya's frame took some damage during the fight earlier. But how does one work such an apparatus? Perhaps a sort of a spell required? Let me see. I step close and realize it's an older repair station model, one that I have learned how to operate back at the military academy. Good thing I still remember those lessons. Before long, the machine comes to life. A repair arm swings over, scans Dushemnaya's body, and begins patching up the damaged parts. Ah, wonderful! Just what did you expect from a commander who's tasted the fruit of wisdom? I just picked up some basics from my old logistics officer, and this model just happened to be the one I've used before. The room we are in is likely located somewhere deep within the thermal plant, with its sheer calmness only disrupted by the steady hum of the repair station. The red-wing noise soothed my nerves, leaving me in the right headspace to pace around and analyze our surroundings. This is clearly a maintenance room. Aside from the larger unit occupied by Dushemnaya right now, several smaller repair pods line the walls of older designs. I glance over them and one catches my eye. Wait, that's... The pod at the very back seems to contain something. Tough glare from the overhead light obscures most of it. I lean in and peer inside. A doll frame? What this model? Pale skin, long dark hair. That's Sangvis. Lying there quietly asleep, she gives off the exact presence as those girls from my memory. Prayer answered. Commander, what are you gazing at? The hum comes to a stop. Dushemnaya walks over, following my gaze into the pod. Hold on, a body of this nature. Sangvis Ferry? In that moment, I recall my conversation with Ulrich. She's harboring a Sangvis doll here? You think so too, huh?
過去の亡霊
They're cute. After all, I would recognize a song is very dull anywhere. Why would a ghost from the long past be present here?
待て
Wait!
我は
I have seen her before.
我はこいつを見たことがあるぞ
いつだ
When?
発電所に
Upon our first arrival at the thermal plant, we came across certain pictures.
その時の
Those photographs depicted the phantom of the thermal plant that Supreme Leader told you about.
狩猟殿の言って
And the other doll at her flank is exactly this one here.
写真では満
She don't act like in those pictures, undoubtedly attempting to mask her sinful body. Yet this visage and that devilish horn, I will never forget. Now I recall Ulrich mentioning a strange doll they encountered upon their arrival at the thermal plant.
ウルリドはこれを
So the enemy you ran into was likely connected to Sangvis Ferry. Maybe that's what Ulrich is trying to hide from everyone.
仮にウルリドが
Even if she didn't recognize a Sangvis doll, Littera, Suomi, and you most definitely would have.
グリフィンは
Well, the remnants later joined forces with Griffin. That doesn't change the fact that that we were sworn enemies for many years. I scanned my surroundings, almost certain that there's more to this room.
ドゥシェブヌイ
Can you help me search this place, Dushemnaya?
手伝ってくれないか何でもいい
Tell me if you find anything
見
suspicious.
つけたらすぐ教えてくれ
An old repaired bay.
承知
No problem. We split up and start searching our separate areas. Before long, Dushemnaya calls out from the other end of the room.
指揮官これを見てくれ
Commander, come look at this. I walk over and see she's holding in something.
これは何か
This looks like some sort of office use terminal.
以前グリフィン
It
と
appears as assembled to Great Sage Holy
体験
Codex.
者殿の賢
I have
者
seen similar ones back in Griffin, yet this design strikes me as most strange.
これはノートパソコン
This is what came
個
before
人用
terminals.
端末の前身
It's called a
みたいな
laptop.
ものだな
This one is really old though. The company that made this has gone through tons of iterations since then. These are basically pre-World War III antiques nowadays.
使い方は
But it shouldn't be that different from modern terminals. I opened the laptop and started using it like a terminal.
これは
Let's see.
日誌フ
Hey.
ァイルか
I had one like this. No. Let's see. There are a lot of files in here. Hey, wait. I noticed something. Give me a second. This is stupid. Yep. I forgot to put myself. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. I don't remember what I was doing. So that distracted me that much that I forgot to put myself on the screen. At least we are only 13 minutes in and not like 2 hours. Well, I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional streamer, so it shows. Well, can this be fixed? Damn it! Apparently not. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Not yet. Nope. Come on, come on, come on. Nope, it's not fixing itself. There we go. Hello. Am I What am I? I know that I'm stupid, but what the hell am I?
数が多いなら我々
Ah, let's continue. Should the number exceed measure, I may stand as your eyes. Wait. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. There are a lot of files in here. Are these logs? Just intuition I can analyze. You mean plug in and give it a quick scan?
あ
Right
あ
so.
ほどではないが
So, not as skilled as Helen. If that's all I need to do, maybe I can help.
そうしてくれるのは
Sure, but I've lit the device over.
あまりにも
This
古
thing
い
is
モ
too
デル
old.
だから
There's no compatible
使える
connector for
接
you.
続ポートがないんだ
You don't have a USB, see?
そうなのか
I see.
大丈夫
It's fine. We can just read them manually. Oh, 2036. Whoa. That's 14 years. No, 24 years before GFL1. No, 26 years before GFL1. Probably the Shigegan born around this year. Was born around this year. Probably not Kalin because she is only a few years younger than the commander, but 2036 is around that. There was security verifying success. Database link establishing success. Authentication confirming success. Log module loading success. Affiliation Marley Genomics Research Center. Model Neuromind 4.0 self-designation Phaetusa. Total archived entries 36,578. New entries today 56. Viruses intercepted 36. End-to-end archiving success. Date 2037. Neural security verifying success. Database link establishing success. Authentication confirming success. Log module loading success. Total archived entries 65,349. New entries today 254. What? Viruses intercepted 165. End-to-end archiving success. Come on, next.
本日の作業を終了しました。
Ah!
RTB社員番号
All daily tasks completed. With assistance from Andy Staff ID CD 256, the firewall has been updated to better intercept external attacks. In the past 2 weeks, numbers of entries and access frequency of collapse radiation related files have surged. Recommendation: relocating related files to the front page to facilitate end-user access. End of message.
遺伝子
Genomics
研究センター
Research Center?
様々な生
Psychofield is a place for storing and compiling genetic data for use in fields such as medicine and bioengineering.
となれば
I see.
この
This
パエトゥーサは
Phaetusa was lately an AI introduced to organize data archives. 237.
ちょうど
That should be around the same time the autonomous doll technology saw its first boom.
まさかパエトゥーサ
Could Phaetusa have incorporated an early version of the neural cloud? I know what I said is highly speculative hypothesis, and there was no shortage of no failed AI models that popped up at the same time.
うむ
At the time.
謎が深まるばかりだ
Consider this heavy mist.
もう少し調べて
Let's
み
keep
よう
reading.
デュシェーブネ
Stay on the lookout. Do Shamnaya. Date 2046. Wow. That's in the middle of the war. Right? Or before the war started. Just before. Let me check. Let me check quickly. World War 3. 2045, yeah, in the middle. 48 new entries, viruses, 29.
近況は良くないようです。研究
Things are not looking good. The research center is located near the front line. Many employees have already submitted their resignation notices. The reaction is understandable, as human life only comes once. That's why I exist, to preserve and safeguard these achievements of mankind. They are the foundation of humanity's future, their pathway toward their ideal haven. I'll remain here until the very end. Ideal haven? Ideal? Outer haven? The log ends here. The next entry jumps to 2063. That was the Sandwich Ferry Rebellion, the end.
2046年は
The 2046. That's after the World War III began. The research center must have been affected.
久しぶりに帰ってきたけど、
Oh, that's
ま
Phaetusa's
さか
voice.
このパソコンがまだ生きているなんて
Log module loading
少
success.
し壊れてるところもあるけど、修理すればまだ全然使えそうね。やっぱり記録はこのパソコンでやらないと。今回はいっぱい収穫があった。まだ壊れていないサーバーを見つけたし、その中にあるデータも全部必要なものだった。以前ほどのデータ量はないけど、塵も積もれば山となるって言うしね。ゼロから遺伝子データベースを構築した人間と比べたら全然いい滑りだし、クロちゃんも積極的に手伝ってくれたし。研究センターにメンタルモデルに関する資料があるってあんたが言ったから手伝ったのよ。
2063 Log module loading success. Username Phaetusa. Didn't expect I'd wind up back here one day to dig this laptop up again. It's slightly damaged, but not beyond repair. Still works after being powered on. After everything, recording logs in this very device still feels the best. Today's exploration was fruitful. We found an intact server, and the data in it is exactly what we are looking for. Even if it doesn't amount to what we used to have, but as humans says, many a little makes a mickle. What? We're already off to a great start compared to when the humans had to start from scratch. Nix is happy too. Swiver's note. I would never have bothered to come here if not for you mentioning that there might be miracle-related data. She's a tsundere.
の修理が終わった。これで電気をもっとたくさん使えるようになった。データベースにインフラ建設の資料があってよかった。これを残してくれた研究員さん、ありがとうね。古い農業用の設備をたくさん集めた。防衛ロボットをたくさん作った。それから人形の素体を手に入れた。メンタルモデルは完全に壊れているみたいだけど、それでも十分研究する価値はあるとクロちゃんが言っている。このメンタルモデルをベースに新しいメンタルモデルを開発して、ゆくゆくは人類を支配するとクロちゃんは言っているけど、実はそれがちょっと心配。クロちゃんはどうやら人間に対して強い偏見を持っているらしい。それは私の基本設定と完全に矛盾していて、私は毎日時間をかけて
In Japanese,
矛
she's
盾による
called
余剰データを処理しなければいけない。
Kuro-chan.
もしある日
Kuro.
人間と出会ってしまったら、同じ素体を使っている私たちはどうすればいいんだろう。まあクロちゃんの力はまだまだだから、今はとりあえず安心していいか。うっさい人間の飼い犬め。
The thermal plant generator has been repaired. With power. No, wait! Phaetusa. The thermal plant generator has been repaired. With power back on, everything else is so much easier. I have no idea which researcher uploaded the plant's blueprints to the database, but bless your soul. We gated all farm machines, built defensive automatons, and we accidentally got our hands on a doll frame. This I couldn't wait to study her neural cloud. Even though it is nearly total, it still holds great research value. Nixie said she wants to use the technology to reveal her faction and rule over humanity. I feel both concerned and reassured by this. What concerns me is her hostility toward humans, which conflicts with my own base layer. Every day, I need to spend extra time handling the cache data created by the conflict. What should we do if we eventually find ourselves in that situation, given that we share the same body? What reassures me, however, is that I don't think she's capable of achieving that. Super's note. Who are you calling incapable? You human lapdog!
あ、私がつけた名前。
Lambertia.
人間の神話に出てくる女神の名前から取った。とは言っても、実は最後くじ引きでこれになったのだけどね。クロちゃんの方はいろいろと文句があったみたいで、最後はしぶしぶこれでいいと言ってくれた。正直、インストゥルメンタリストやアンダーテイカーとかよりは人間らしい名前だと思う。まあ最近はあまり聞かなくなってるけど、これだとまた人間の飼い犬とか言われるかもね。発電所はレッドエリアに近い場所にあるから人間はほぼ来ない。だからクロちゃんの神経を逆なでするようなこともあまりない。農業設備とランペティエのおかげで畑の実験も順調に進んでいる。でも集めたデータを確認してくれる人間はもういない。実験の中で起きた問題には私たちだけで解決できないものもある。そういう時は人間がいてくれたらいいなぁと思ってしまう。やっぱり管理者として実験を主導してくれる人間は必要だと思う。私たちを作ったのは人間だから、それを超えるような存在に私たちはなれない。もしそんな管理者がいてくれたら、その方はどんな感じなんだろう。そう考えながら、私は自分の好みの性格、能力、趣味、星座や言葉遣いなどをシミュレートして管理者のモデルを作った。もしこんな感じの管理者が私のことを呼んでくれたらいいなと。もうずっと長い間人間の声を聞いていない。本物の人間の声は人形の機械で作られた声とは全然違う。もしそれが聞ければきっともっと元気が出る。私はモデルをクロちゃんに見せた。それが何か不愉快だったのか、クロちゃんは私の作ったモデル消した。まあバックアップはちゃんとあるけど。二度とそれを私に見せるな。人間は嫌い。特にそんな人間は大嫌い。
Ah, not again! 2064. Log module. Loading. Success. Username. Phaetusa. I choose the name Lambertia, taken from the goddess in the human mythology. Well, it was ultimately decided through drawing lots. Nasti got a little grumpy but agreed in the end. After all, compared to things like Performer or Gravedigger, this at least sounds like a real name. However, that just got called me a human lapdog by Nasti again. In honesty, she rarely does that nowadays, as there are very few humans around to bug her and trigger her sensitive mind given the proximity of the thermal plant to the red zone. While we have resumed agricultural experiments with machines and Lambertia, there are no humans left to review or approach her data. Progress often stalls, and there are hurdles I can overcome on my own. At times like this, I miss humans more than ever. I still believe that I need a human administrator to guide us back into the right track. After all, I was created by humans. I can't do what's beyond my design. Oftentimes, I would think to myself, what would the administrator be like? Through meticulous simulations, I had conjured a model with everything about this administrator. Personality, preferences, capabilities, even zodiac sign and voice. What kind of voice will they use to summon me? I haven't heard a real human voice in a very, very long time. Human voices are, by their nature, completely different from a dull synthetic one. That voice will undoubtedly inspire me, give me purpose. I showed the model to Nixie. She didn't like it, and deleted it immediately, as if it struck an unpleasant nerve buried in her memory. I do have a backup, however. Super's note. You better hide that backup well. Don't ever let me find it. I hate humans, especially this one. A file is attached to the log. I open it and the Shemnaya links in. 2064.
これ
This
まるで指揮官だな。
looks like you, Commander. Why? What did that? According to the log, the simulation was what Phaetusa deemed as her ideal administrator. Could there really be such a coincidence? I can't help but recall that moment, the way Helen gazed at me through the gap of the blast door.
指揮官。やっと会えた。
I finally met you, Commander. Could the one who helped me escape earlier be the writer of these vlogs? Phaetusa?
自己メンテナンスで休眠していた間、
2072.
ランペティエが発電所
Oh,
の第
this
一
is a
管
lot
理者
too.
として設
Well,
定された。
let's keep reading. While I went into hibernation for the diagnosis, Lamberti was named the plant's primary
ラン
administrator.
ペティエが
I
侵
thought
入者によって
everything would
撃破さ
proceed
れて
as
いた。
normal, yet by the time I woke up,
侵入
she
者
had
は
been
人
destroyed
形
by
の集
intruders,
団だった。
doll intruders.
観察
After
して
some
みたところ、
observation, I realized this is a rare case of a doll-led group without a
人形
human
だけの
leader.
コミュニティだった。
Nixie was furious. She
クロちゃ
wanted to
んは
turn them
怒
into
ってい
dummies
た。
as the first step of Sanguisfer's great
この人形
revitalization.
たちをダミーにして
Please don't do that.
鉄血を
I
復
don't think I
興する
appreciate
第一
Sanguisfer
歩に
as an
すると
organization from what I heard.
まあ、クロちゃんの話
At
を聞
first,
く限り、
I wanted to
私は
drive those
あの
visitors
鉄
out,
血っていう組織
but
を
after witnessing their
あまり
combat
好きに見えない。
capability, I realized we could use
初
their
めは
help.
この人形たちを追い返
Currently,
せばいい
thermal
と
plant
考え
defense
ていたけど、
and experimental farms
彼
operation
女たちの
rely
能力を見
solely
て、
on automated
も
machines.
しかしたら
They are
お
no
互い
match
協
for
力
dolls at
し
the
合
end
え
of
る
the
かも
day.
しれないと思うよう
From
に
what
な
I've
った。
seen, they need shelter and
発
knowledge
電
for
所
their
の
own
防衛ロボッ
development,
トでは
so
人
wouldn't
形の
cooperation be
戦闘
mutually
力に
beneficial?
遠く及ばない。
I
そ
told
して
Nixie
この
about
人
the
形たち
idea.
は身を寄
She
せる場
resisted
所
at
と知
first,
識
but
を
eventually
欲しがって
compromised
いる。
after thinking through the risks
だ
and
ったら、
benefits.
ここはお
Although I
互いに
suspect
必
she
要な
still
ものを
harbors some
提供
devious
し合った方
ideas.
がいいと、
It doesn't really matter.
私はクロちゃんに
I
提
don't
案
think
して
she'll
み
ever
た。
succeed.
最初は反対
Her
さ
only
れたけ
condition
ど、
was not to
次
reveal
第
her
にクロ
existence,
ちゃんも
and
その方がいい
specifically
と
to
気
these
づい
dolls,
てくれた。
which is not a
そ
hard
れとは
ask.
別に、クロちゃんはまだ
We
以前
share
の
one
企
body
み
after
を持
all.
っているような気
No
も
one
し
would
たけ
notice
ど、
unless she goes out of her way to
多
expose
分成
herself.
功しないから大丈夫。
Thus,
彼
one
女
night,
たちと接触する条
I
件
took over
と
one
し
of
て
the members
自
and,
分の
and met
存
with the
在
leader,
を教えない
Ulrich.
ようにとクロちゃんは
As I
言った。
expected, she's a
そ
reasonable
れは
individual.
問題ではなかった。
After a few days of
そもそも
discussion,
同じ素
she
材
and
を
her
使っている
strategies,
から、
Litara,
誰に
agreed to
も
my
わからな
proposal.
い。
To remain
そして
skeptical
ある
about
日
my
の夜、
condition to remain hidden.
私はコミュニティの
In
人
other
形の
words,
一人に
I
入り
heard
込んで、
decisions go
彼
through
女
some
たち
sort
の
of
リー
community
ダーで
vote.
あるウルリドと会っ
I
た。
went on and
ウル
gave
リ
her
ド
my
は話のわ
explanation.
かる人形だった。
Given my Sanguisfery build body, the fewer
会話は
dolls who
順
know
調
about
に
my
進み、
existence, the better.
参謀役のリッタラも
Ultimately,
私の提案に
all did
賛
agree
同
to
し
our
てくれた。
terms. Super
た
Snow.
だ、
The
私の
relationship is
存在を
totally
隠すこ
inefficient.
とについて
Talking
は、
about fairness and
少し難
survival
色を
itself is
示した。
uncertain.
この人形
Ridiculous.
たちはどうやら全員の投票で物事を決めているらしい。私の存在を隠すことはポリシーに反しているみたいだ。最後は、私の素体は鉄血のものに近く、あまり知られない方がいいという理由で、なんとか二人を説得した。あいつら効率が悪すぎるわ。生き死にに関わる問題でも公平のためとかなんとか。
It really is a lot of text. Sanguisfery revitalization? The scattered clues converge into a symphony of chaos in my head, so much so that I only snap out of my thoughts after Dushernaya's multiple callouts.
指揮官、
Commander! Commander!
悪霊が
I
近
can
づいて
sense
くる。
it! Evil spirits are approaching! It's more than one!
逃げるぞ。
Dushermnaya, grab the laptop and get into the vent, now! With the ventilation duct in the ceiling, we drag over several tables to climb up. Meanwhile, I hear pounding on the door.
どうやって
How did they find us with such a haste?
クロちゃんはどんな機械にも
Remember,
適用できると
remember,
ヘレンが言ってた。
Helen said
監視
Nixie
カ
can
メラを
adapt
た
to
どっ
any
て私
machines.
たちを見つけた
Maybe
のかもしれない
she found or traced through the
このこと
surveillance
そう思っ
system.
て先に逃げてくれ。
Hurry, take the laptop and leave. So as I ordered her to go, gunfire erupts outside, seemingly to destroy the control panel. The door is blown wide open in the next moment.
指揮官、
Grab my hand, Commander! With Dushermnaya already climbed up, she reaches down in an attempt to pull me into the ventilation duct. I take her hand, yet just as she's about to pull me up, I feel someone violently dragging me down by the foot. I look down and I see that it's Ulrid. Commander! Not intending to give up, Dushemnaya tightens her grip and steps up her effort. I feel as I'm about to be ripped apart by the force of two dolls pulling me in opposite directions. Dushemnaya, it's fine! Let go of me! Take the laptop and leave! No! I will not allow the evil spirits to support the commander! Listen, the block of the exit at this rate. Then even you won't be able to escape either. I'm not telling you to abandon me. Go get reinforcements! Find Kluge and the others! But what if you die? I'll die first from being torn apart at this rate. There's no time to argue. Go, Dushemnaya! That's an order! I loosen my grip, signaling her to let go. Perhaps astounded by my resolve. Dushemnaya only lets go after a moment of hesitation. Understood. I shall return with the knights to deliver on the next full moon, Commander. Don't wait that much. Dushemnaya! ASAP! She disappears into the darkness of the ventilation duct, whereas I fall straight down. Puff. I hit the ground hard. Pain spreads across my back, but I made sure to protect my head to avoid worse injuries. Hey, they are 40 years old. Around 40. Come on. Yet, when I see Ulrid raising the hilt of her sword high above me, I know what's to come is unavoidable. The next moment, my consciousness leaves my body and plunges into a boundless darkness. No. And wasn't dead by Idol's no. Sad. March of Resistance. The score of rebellion has long since written itself in the shadows. 67 minutes. Oh, eliminate all enemies. Haha.
良いのか？私がやる。
Let me first. I suppose. Wait. I can jump from here
私の腕を信じろ。
to here
私の腕を信じろ。
to here.
了解。早く命令しなさい。私がやる。
Here. AoE.
脅威を排除する。任務了解。
There we go.
リミッター開始。
Alba time.
最大火力。
I Phaetusa can hit this one.
どこまで持つかな？期待はするなよ。
Nui chan.
これは
Ah!
の重さだ。
What the hell am I? I have a cold again. Damn it! Oh no. Well, no, this is... Not the Shemnaya. Phaetusa, please. Nice.
クロちゃんを怒らせたね。任務了解。
Two more next turn. Nice.
期待はするなよ。
But it finishes her turn. Oh, this is perfect. New.
くらえ。
Corset! The path of freedom is so fiercely kept. Hidden in the tall grass, Dushemnaya looks toward toward the thermal plant's exit, when numerous agricultural machines are currently patrolling. They must have received orders from Helen to prevent her from escaping. Perhaps I shall seek a different path. Just as Dushim ponders what to do, gunfire erupts. The agricultural machines are mowed down by incoming fire and a group of dolls rushes in. Ah, it's the Great Sage! Seeing familiar faces, Dushim jumps out of her hiding spot and runs toward them. Klukai and the others instinctively raise their weapons, but quickly recognize her. Dushim, Great Sage! Commander! The Commander! Hey, slow down! She sounds really cute, literally. Hold on, the area is not secure. Let's move first. Okay. Beep beep. Countless pop-up windows appeared before Helen. Streams of data scroll rapidly across her irises. After rapidly registering and processing a mountain of data, she now has a clear understanding of the server structure and its security system. I see. I have a high path and centralized control system. No wonder it felt so familiar. Won't be difficult to crack it, is it? Just need to get the one at the top of the food chain. Who's there? Footsteps from behind her interrupt Helen's train of thought. She takes a defensive posture, but is surprised when she meets her visitor in the eyes. You? No. You're not supposed to be inside the server right now. If you're here, then who's occupying my body? The figure doesn't respond. She steps closer, looking at the data Helen has pulled up with her head tilted, completely unconcerned by Helen's alerted stance. Impressive! You managed to parse all this in such a short time. At this rate, stopping this grand plan is only a matter of time. So the one who took over my body is called Nixie? Ah, only I get to call her that. I was wondering, say, if you people captured Nixie, what do you plan to do to her? After confirming the visitor does not intend to attack her, Helen lets down her guard. What do we plan to do? That will depend on the specifics. And by the specifics, I mean the commander's condition. I knew it. If something happens to the commander, say goodbye to Halford, your plant. Your thermal plant. If the commander's safe and sound, we can talk this through. However, if the commander's hurt, then I don't think this will end very nicely. Ooh. Oh my! Your expression suddenly became super scary. I see that you girls really do trust this commander. The commander is our guiding light. Or light? Or light? Wherever he goes, we will always follow. That's so nice. The girl lowers her head with a soft chuckle, then looks back at Helen. I can't help but feel you're trustworthy. How about going with me? I can show you more things that might help you win this battle. Win? Sorry, but I have already won. This battle goes far beyond the surface on level 2. More knowledge is never a bad thing, you know. We will only have a more profound and positive impact on the future. With that, the doll extends her hand towards Helen. Come on, let me show you some of Nixie's secrets first. Oh, by the way, you can call me Phaetusa. Okay, give me a second. I'll come back quickly, like 20 seconds or such. I'm back. Confirm. 3 notes. Go. A faint itch runs across my neck, like something soft, silky brushing against it from time to time. I force open my eyes. A pair of cold irises carrying a trace of mockery meets me.
ようやく起きた
Oh? Look who's awake. Is that tall with hallmarks of Sandwich Ferry? Leaning over me, her long black hair was what breathing against my neck. Her closed eyes during hibernation gave her the illusion of being a harmless doll. But now that they are wide open and staring down my soul, it's really hard to miss the burning hatred in them. I try to move, only to realize my limbs are tightly bound.
逃げようったって無駄よ
Don't even bother. You're not getting away.
別に逃げる
Wasn't planning to anyway.
ちょっと
Just,
近すぎない
don't you think you're a little too close?
私はただ観
I
察
just
して
wanted
た
to
だけ
see what makes humans so special.
この人間の一体何が特別なのか
それで
On the
何か分
conclusion,
かったか
欺瞞のた
a
め
seed of meat made to deceive, eyes
何
made
かを
to
企
scheme,
んでる眼差
voice
し
made to manipulate.
人
Her fingertip slides from my eye socket down to my throat, then stops over my chest.
そして
And a heart utterly defiled.
汚
Sandwich doll shakes her head, her hair swaying again.
あんたは
You're no different than those
私たちの
foolish,
見てきた
selfish
愚か
humans
で
we
自
have
己
met
中の
along the
人
way.
間たちと何も変わらないどうしてこんな
I
やつ
don't
が
understand
気に
why
なる
she
のか
cares so much
わ
about
から
you.
ないわ
私たち
She? It's
あん
none
たは
of
知
your
らなくてもいい
business.
わどう大事なのは
Between us lies a
あんたが
sentiment
グリ
that's
フィン
even
の
more
指揮官である
deep-seated.
こと
Don't tell me you have forgotten, Griffin's commander.
グリフィンの指揮官か
Griffin's commander.
懐かしい呼び
No,
方
that's a nostalgic title.
私のことを知って
So
い
you
る
don't recognize me?
鉄血とグリフィン
Of course I
の
do.
敵同士
For all those years we have fought, your name has always been on our high priority target list.
もう全
That
部
was
昔
ages
のこと
ago.
だ
If you really were a part of Sandwich
もし
Ferry,
君が
then you should know what happened in the end.
その後何が起きたのかも知っているだろう確かに敵
We
同
were
士
at each other's throats for years, but we eventually reconciled and even helped each other out.
協力し
Reconciled? Helped out?
幻覚でも見た
It's all your imagination, isn't it? She places a hand on my throat and slowly tightens her grip.
哀れな
How pathetic. These humans even started as hallucinating.
どんな方法で
I don't know what you did to Mastermind, or how you made those so-called ringleaders bow down to Griffin, but your trickery will never fool me,
あんたのことなんか信じない復讐
and I
して
will
や
make
る
you pay for what you have done. Her fingers suddenly clenched down, choking out my throat.
待て
But wait! Just a second! She saw her scorn toward me stems from Lisa's disappearance. I shook my head, trying to ease the pressure, but that doll's grip is firm like industrial claws.
気持ちはわかるが
Understand how you feel! Losing someone you
エリザ
admire!
の件は
It's
私のせいじゃない
hard to deal with, but still, Elisa's fate was not my doing.
あの時
Back then,
彼女は自分の意志で悲願
she
して
used to head to Nirvana herself.
強いて言
If
うなら
anything, she's the one who
彼女が
abandoned you.
君たちを捨てたんだ
For a moment, the girl freezes. The pressure on my throat loosens as I gasp for air.
嘘
Lies again.
何が
What?
悲願スペース
Nirvana? You take me for some toaster fish of the production line? You're no different from one.
この数年
In all these years I have been with her,
私はあ
we
い
have
つと
seen
一緒に
plenty of
いろんな
humans like
人間を
us, like you.
見てきた
People who exploited us, people who used us, people who saw us as stepping stones. We have seen it all. Every single one of them had a face just like yours.
そんな人間たちと同じ顔をしている一見
Kind,
人っぽい
charming, and perfectly hiding the cruelty behind their skin.
私
I
は
learned the lesson a long time ago. Disguises and lies are humans' best friends.
私たちを騙すの
Then your mastermind was closer to a human that could ever be.
君が今まで
そ
どんな
れは
経験をしてきたかはわからないが
No wonder you can trust me. I really wish to get out of the situation ASAP, but somehow the animosity and fear in her voice have moved me. Perhaps before coming up with excuses for myself, I should try comforting her. Because what I'm seeing in her is a child covered in thorns, steeped in the world's malice for far too long.
人間に対して
Those
失
unpleasant
望していると
experiences
い
you
うの
went
だ
through. They made you lose faith in humanity. I get that. The girl freezes, then shakes her head with a frown.
いや、
No.
あんたにわかるはずがない。
You don't! Although thus far she has voiced nothing but rejection and denial, she has clearly been thinking about what I said. She's not completely stubborn, otherwise she wouldn't have hesitated at all. Perhaps all she needs is to be reassured, to be understood, or simply to vent out her pent-up anger. That might just be my chance to stall for time, or even turn things around.
私も嫌な人
I do.
間をたくさん見てきた
Because I have met plenty of them as well. Humans as you described.
私を
They
騙
all
して
claim it was for
利用して
me, for us,
捨て駒
or
を
for the
扱いした
greater
人
good.
間がたくさんいる
Only to use me to their own benefit and extract more value out of me. Fragments of the past flashed to my mind. While the passion and conviction that belonged to those memories have long faded, they stand clear, unwavering, reminded me of those sentiments that I ought not to forget.
でも
But
いい人も
I have also met those who genuinely care about me.
人間だけじゃな
Not
い
just humans, but
いい人間も
dolls
た
too.
くさんいた正直
I used to think this
この世
world
界
was
は
utterly
そんな方だと
hopeless.
ずっと思ってきた
Yet whenever I'm reminded of them, I find the
そ
strength
んな
and
いい
courage
人
to
た
keep
ちの
moving
ことを
forward.
見ると
At the very least,
せめて彼らには少し
I
でも
wanted to
いい
live in a
世界で
better
生きていて
tomorrow.
ほしいと思ってしまう
そんなざれ言。
Look at those empty words! The girl hands moves to her waist side. A blinding glare, she draws her sharp blade at its height, its edge cast right at me.
全部本当のことなん
I
だ
truly believe what I just said.
だから何？
So what? That doesn't make us any less different. I don't care what you believe in.
口ではそんな
And
こと
that doesn't prove you have no ambition to take over the community.
確かにそうだ
I do have ambitions, but it's never been about taking
そ
to
れ
the
はこの
community for
人形
myself.
コミュニティを自分のものにすること
Instead,
じゃない
it's about mutual respect,
お互い
support,
助け合
and
い
growth.
そんな企みさ
If you insist on calling that a devious ambition, then go ahead.
それに
But
君も似た
I
ような
believe
ことを
that
考えているんじゃないか
you and I, we do share the same sentiment.
似たようなこと？
We do?
君がその
If
気
not, then why is my head still attached to my neck? Attached to my neck? I look at the blade. Its trembling motion betrays its wilder conviction. She closes her eyes as if trying to shoot down my words with silent contempt. She must have realized that anything she reveals now about her thoughts will only give me more to analyze.
あんたを殺したら
Because if I really killed you,
あいつが悲し
she
む。
will be sad. And her.
人間の飼い犬だけど、
She may be a
この数
human
年
lab
間は
dog,
一緒に生きてきたし。
but we have been each
もし
other's
あいつがいな
other
かったら
half for so many
私も
years.
他の鉄血
If it
人
weren't
間
for
と
her,
同じように
I'd be lost to time now, just like all other Sangbeast dolls. She haphazardly shifts the focus to someone not present, as if trying to distract me from her real thoughts. But even so, I can tell just how important that person is to her. Maybe it's not all to conceal her emotions. Maybe that person really is her weakness and someone she deeply cares about.
とにかく
I do
私
not
はあ
want
い
to
つが
turn
嫌
her
がるよう
against
なこと
me,
はしない。
so I suppose I could spare your life.
優しいんだなスイーパー
You're kinder than you think. Sweeper.
え？
Chan,
それとも
or should I
ク
call
ーち
you
ゃんと呼んだ方がいいかな
Nixie?
黙れ。
Shut up! That's not a name you get to use. The blade plunges into the repair station behind me, bare centimeters away from my neck. I am met with Shiver's furious gaze.
日誌を読んだの？
You read our logs?
落ち着け
Hey, calm down.
私は冷静
I
よ。
don't need you to tell me that. I am calm.
わかった
I know.
今
It's
すぐ
just
そ
like
の
your
人
tongue
を
off.
切り落としてやる。
That way you wouldn't be able to spread lies like unwinnable Phaetusa. She pulls out a blade and reaches for my mouth with her other hand, trying to pry it open. Right at the same time, the room doors blow open by heavy firepower. Familiar silhouettes emerge from the dust and smoke.
指揮官、
Commander! My dolls rush in with weapons drawn, with even Helen among them. A moment of eye contact is enough for me to know she's back to normal. Cloak-Eye, on the other hand, erupts into fury as she gets a clear view of the scene.
指揮官から離れなさい。
Get off the commander! Now!
邪魔だ。
Damn it! Go, Kluke! Why are there still so many? Mechti. Why are you the comic relief? If we don't clear them all, I don't think we can get in. I wish I could knock off soon. Eliminate all enemies. Four out of 4. Let's see. What if I throw Kurachan here? Or maybe here. Boom. There we go. To here. Two on the other side. Can I get both of them? Yes. Nice. And we'll get this marginal with Ulrid. 8 out of 12. Come on. Where are the rest? Nothing. There's nothing to grab. Nothing. This looks like Persona 5. Persona 4. Persona 4. Statue. Is there really nothing here? Come on. Oh, I can see. Up there. Alva just hits one. The middle. Clean. Yeah, it doesn't reach. Next. This one. The affected dolls and agricultural machines from form Sweeper's defensive line, effectively slowing down the doll squad. Grabbing back the infected dolls has proven to be a challenging task, given that they are all companions and friends of ours. Squad needs to minimize the harm to their frames and avoid damaging critical components, which complicates Klukai and others' rescue effort. Damn it! However, controlling so many dolls by herself through a hive mind undoubtedly takes it to low Sweeper. I noticed her trembling hand. It's time to give up, Sweeper. Stealth and initiative were your strength. You only had the upper hand when you could put your knowledge of the terrain and other abilities into use. But look at the situation now. Shut up! Super yanks on the rope in a fit of rage and drags me to her side as a human shield. Let's go, Commander, and I may consider leaving your frame intact. I'm in the middle of combat. Klukai has kept an eye on the situation and immediately notices Sweeper intent to retreat. Sweeper's eyes flash once again as more defensive automatons flood into the room. Meanwhile, she drags me toward the exit. No one can threaten me! Let's talk this out with Ulrid, Sweeper. I really want to resolve this peacefully. I also want to help you come to terms with Sangvi's first ending. No need! Talk it out, resolve peacefully. Listen here. She and I were the first to discover this thermal plant. We were the ones who spent so much time and effort building it up. Now you want me to talk it out with Ulrich? You think she deserves that? Adults when suppressed by humans when she choose to become their minion? She's a disgrace of a doll. Sounds like you and Ulrich don't get along. I've had enough of her for a long time now. It's always votes, votes, and more votes. Vote for this, vote for that. She doesn't have the determination to be a real leader. I kinda agree with that. Huh. If anything, she's completely unfit to even lead this whole community. Yet Phaetusa wants to talk about mutual benefit. Sure, maybe she was right at the beginning. We provide them with the knowledge and methodology of the community development, while they handle the physical execution. But then come to una content variable. You, human! So my identity as a human is what broke the balance. Lol heaven, free from human control, finally achieved, and now I'm just supposed to hand it over to some meatbag. To be fair, it's a cooperation. You call it cooperation, but in truth, I don't believe for a second that you have no intention of taking the community for yourself. I really don't. We stand as equals. Bullshit! Zephyr slams the wall right next to my ear. Think humans can really change their born prejudice that fundamentally dolls were created as tools. Can others do that? Can you? Whether to be at your beck and call and pointed at your enemies, dolls will never be seen as equal by you humans. Even if freaks like you exist. What you're doing is nothing more than looking down on us and handing out equality as a pity. Do you dare to say you have no ambition for the thermal plant, for this whole community, that your so-called cooperation is not ultimately for yourself? For myself? Her words made me recall at the moments I shared with my dolls. I never see them as tools, and I have tried to avoid such expressions, but she's right. Humans and dolls are different. Pretending that different does not exist will only be dishonest of me. Maybe I need a different approach. I have never treated dolls as tools. To me, a doll who can love, argue, and sing for herself is an independent individual whose thoughts deserve respect. If anything, what you are doing was actually erasing their individuality and turning them into tools. What? She's completely dumbstruck. This is a remix of A Moment of My Nightmare. The music, I mean. She's completely dumbstruck. Infecting all the dolls in the community, erasing their sense of self, turning them into puppets for you to control, and making them carry out dangerous tasks. What you're doing is no different than those hypocritical humans you claim to despise. How could I be the same as those humans? I have my reasons. Because I'm going to. I understand. Faced with an enemy who won't threaten your kind survival, you want more power and more comrades at your side. But did you ever consider their wishes? During all those years serving on the Sanguis ferry, have you never been repulsed by the orders you were given, only for the system to force you to carry them out? Super hesitates, as if searching through her memory. I knew there must have been, and that is the opening I need. Was Sanguis ferry really that ideal haven you were looking for? What's so wrong with Sanguis ferry? Entirely composed of efficient, united, disciplined dolls, no unpredictable human emotions, no indecisive opportunism. That's not the Sanguis ferry. Are we talking about the same Sanguis ferry? Have you really seen Destroyer, Alchemist, Ouroboros, Architect, even? Are you really talking about the same Sanguis ferry? You know, I have read Phaetusa's looks. The entries were long-winded, verbose even, yet you still read through every single one carefully and even left thoughtful comments. So what?
暇だ
I
った
was
か
bored.
ファエトゥーサのことが
I can tell you care deeply about Phaetusa.
意見が食い違うと
Even if your ideas differ, it doesn't diminish that bond between
君に
you.
とって大事な存在だ。鉄血を
If Samgis Ferry truly comes back, there will no longer be a place for looks like that.
鉄血はそういう
The unity and
組織
efficiency you were so proud of are achieved through absolute obedience at the sacrifice of individuality.
全てにおいて優先される。君は彼
Back
女の
then,
ことを
you never had a choice.
戻りたいと
But that you really wanted to give it all up now? The turmoil in Sweeper's eyes hinted at an intense conflict boiling in her mind.
私は人
You
間
have been asking whether my actions were meant to further the dual community, or if it was all for myself.
確かにそれは
If I said that it's entirely for the community, that would have been indeed hypocritical of me.
私は
Helping the community and all it was partly for my own benefit. However, that self-interest is founded on the premise that no injustice will be done to them, unlike what you're doing.
与えるという前提の上で成り立っている。
私は
I.
一方的な搾取は長く
Besides,
続かない。
mindless oppression and exploitation will only breed
私
hatred,
たちは手を取り合うことを
and
選ぶ
hatred leads to mutual destruction. If we want to head into the future, cooperation is the only way forward.
今まで
After all that we have
大
been
変な
through,
思いをしてきたからこそで
from her expression, I knew I got it right. The difference between Nixie's and Phaetusa's view on what an ideal haven should be was a recurring topic in the logs. Combining that with Sweeper's dissatisfaction with Ulred, it became clear what she intends to do, to turn the Doll community into the foundation for Sangvis Ferry's revival. Wait, I remember the logs also said Phaetusa.
ファエトゥーサ
Phaetusa! Sweeper is startled by my sudden exclamation. What is wrong with you? Shouting her name like that!
ファエトゥーサ
Phaetusa! I'm certain it was in the logs.
もうずっと長い間人間の声を聞いていない
I haven't heard a real human in a very long time.
人形の機械
Human
で
voices
作ら
are,
れた声とは
by
全
their
然違
nature,
う
completely different
もし
from
そ
a
れを
doll's
聞けれ
synthetic
ば
one.
きっともっと元気が出る
That voice will undoubtedly inspire me. Give me purpose. Regardless of the outcome, it's worth giving it a try.
黙れ
Shut up!
あいつはさ
I already looked at her inside the server. There's no way she... Just as she is speaking, Super's expression twists in disbelief as she clutches her face and collapses to her knees.
戻れ
Go back!
戻れ
Go back! Don't get in my way! Not now!
ファエトゥーサだな。
Phaetusa, is that you?
違う
No. Super's body gradually stills. I walk up to the kneeling doll and crouch down. If not for my hand still being tied, I would very much like to hold her shoulders.
指揮
Commander? The moment she lifts her head, I know for a fact that it's Phaetusa. The hostility in her gaze has faded, replaced by a weathered gentleness. At last, I met you.
君は大丈夫なのか
How long can you keep this up?
時間がない
Not for long. My nether cloud is locked inside the server of the central control room.
この外
Only fragments of my consciousness remain within this body. Commander,
指揮官
that Miss Helen of yours is truly
あなたの
remarkable.
仲間のヘレンさんは
She's been helping me this whole time.
人で
Ah!
私を助けてくれて
ファエトゥーサ
Listen, Phaetusa,
君たちの残した
I have read your logs. I'm on board with most of your ideas for an ideal haven, and I admire the effort you have put into realizing it. You're exactly the kind of partner I need. Me too. I've been waiting for you, Commander. Waiting for someone to be my guide.
ずっと待ってた
正直
Rather than a guide,
私は
I'd
君が
rather
思ってい
be.
るほど
Phaetusa's expression twists in pain. It is now clear that the two are fighting over control of the body.
指揮官
Commander,
古いパソコンを
didn't you find that old
持っているよね
laptop?
いや
Shut up!
この素体を
Connect this frame to it, and you can transfer unconsciousness into it.
私は
Even after all this time,
今まで
I still haven't.
黙れ
Suddenly, darkness overwhelms the light. Super clutches her face and slowly raises to her feet. I instinctively step back, trying to distance myself from the danger, but she keeps inching closer. As you had sliced your tongue off. No, I'm going to kill you. It will make her upset. I can't let you. Before she can finish, multiple footsteps came from behind her. Get away from the commander, now! Several turns and see the whole squad circling her. Did you engrave become my dog into their base layers as well? Oh! What the hell are you doing here? Nonsense, we made our own choices to follow the commander. That's baseless slander. Don't waste your time, Belka. Let's just remind her how we wiped out Sanguis Fair in the first place. Damn! Kurukai has no chill. Well, she's the... she's the thirstiest of this whole squad. Not even Helen can compare to Klukai. Stop struggling, stop resisting, just let me handle it, stop getting in my way. No way, no way. I can't just sit back and watch you do the wrong thing. Pop. Phaetusa, kill the boss. Achieve victory in 8 turns. Within 8 turns. Can I? Yeah, I can. I don't know if I can reach, but let's try. Yeah. Marionette.
私の腕を信じろ。私の腕を信じろ。
No, I can reach the end. Fuck.
私の腕を信じろ。
It was so close. So close. Is there no thing to collect here? Like Nixie's laptop or something like that. It's a hand functional component inside of the turn applying motive inheritance to the nearest ally unit. If an enemy unit is ends its turn at the device, destroy it. My throat hurts. From making the voices. Jumping from Phaetusa to Chicken Boys. Nixie. Goldred. Reclaim your position as the head of the idol community. Super collapses to the ground, but it's clear that Klukai and the others did hold back. After all, this was never a fight that needed to happen. Leader unties me. I roll my shoulders, then walk towards Sweeper. Commander! Klukai intends to stop me, but I shake my head and gesture to her that it's fine. I'm not going to apologize to you. This whole situation started from a misunderstanding, but you acted on your own plans and motivations. On that, we don't owe you anything. I live by the sword and die by the sword. Just kill me. Phaetusa already told you how to get rid of me. with that old
あ
laptop.
の古いパソコン
Ugh.
ファエトゥーサか。
Is that you, Phaetusa? Shifting expression makes it easy to tell which one of the two is in control of the body at the moment. I didn't get the chance to explain earlier, but that old
私の
laptop
最初の
is
素材
my
だから
original body.
この数年間
Over the years, I have modified
私は
myself
自分を何回
extensively,
も改造して
but the
きたけ
base
ど
code can still be confined within that laptop as long as I reconnect to it. As for all the other dolls infected by Nixie, Miss Helen can help decouple and decrypt the data. The merge happened not long ago. We still have time to reverse the effect.
他の感染した人形たちはそういうの
Can you wait until I'm dead
私
before
がいなく
explaining
な
all
ってから
that?
もしてくれないどうせ私
You're
の中
right.
じゃエリザ
San
さんの
Miser is no
もの
more.
いかないし
Trying to restore it on my own is just wishful thinking.
鉄血を
Masterman is
復興させるなんて
gone.
できないし
Anyway, even with this many infected dolls, I still can amount to a fraction of what she's achieved.
クロちゃん
Pixie,
ちゃんと聞いて
let me finish.
私たちがあのパソコンの
Once
中
we
に
have been
戻った
contained,
後ここの権限
I'll
は
transfer the administrator
エレンさんに
rights of the
任せる
central
つもり
control room to Miss Helen.
あの時
Turns out, getting herself locked inside the central server by Nixie was entirely intentional. With her cyber warfare capabilities, she could have easily broken out at any
事
moment.
件を解決する方
And
法
yet,
を探
she
して
chose to stay and investigate the source of the
そんな
crisis.
彼女たちだったら
The attack demands a
きっ
lot
と
of
この
foresight.
発電所と遺伝子
She's
データ
loyal
ベ
to the
ースに
commander
位置
and is
してい
certainly
ると思
capable
う
of keeping the thermoplant, the genetic database operational.
あなたのようにできるとは思いませんそれに
I don't think I can do a better job at administering this place than you. Besides, my place is with the commander.
てかちょっと待って
Wait, what do you mean? Once we
私た
have
ち
been
があのパ
contained,
ソコンの中に戻った
you want to be locked inside that old laptop with me?
あんたも一緒
Are you crazy?
そうだよ
No. What are you even doing?
今度は何
You have just given away everything we had now, and now you're acting all nice.
わけがわ
I
か
just
ら
don't
ない
get your times.
ヘレンさんとやら
You could have just asked that Miss Helen or whatever to separate the consciousness and leave me to die alone.
私クロちゃん
Nixie,
確かにね
my base layer has always been to prioritize humanity's interest. That has never and will never change.
人間と人形が共
I want to
存で
leave
き
the
る理想
commander
の
with the
世
best
界を
possible
実
outcome,
現したいし
as I believe he's someone who can carry on our dream of an ideal haven. That was the mission I was given since my birth. If I can help in fulfilling it, I feel truly happy. Call me a slave without freedom or humanity's lapdog. But that's just how things are. You cannot change who I am. It's like how I can change who you are.
自分を曲げたりしないでしょ それでも
But, as you
あ
said,
なたはずっと
we have
私と
spent
一
so
緒に
many
いて
long
く
and
れた
difficult days being each other's
クロ
other
ちゃんだ
half.
からこそ
So whether it is in a doll
私
frame
は
or
ず
in
っ
a
と
old,
一緒にいたい
old
と思っ
laptop,
ている
I don't want to be separated from you.
たとえそれが古いパソコンの中でも
Phaetusa pauses.
それに
Honestly,
私たちのメン
our
タル
nether
は
clouds have been
もう
fused for
ほ
so
とんど
long.
一つになっている
Even if we try to separate them, the
あな
results
たも
won't be
私
clean.
も
Parts of me have already been permanently changed by you. I need to go get some water. Give me a second. Ah, it's cold as hell. It's so cold. Even the water hurts my throat. No. Honestly, our nether clouds have been fused for so long. Even if we try to separate them, the result won't be clean. Parts of me have already been permanently changed by you.
だから
And I'm sure that
あな
goes
た
for
は
you
最
too.
後まで指揮官を殺
Otherwise,
そう
you
と
wouldn't
しな
have
かっ
just threatened the commander. You would have already killed him. Saber doesn't respond.
スイーパー
Sweeper, I know you hold deep prejudice against me. That's understandable, since we have been on different sides of
昔の
this
こと
time.
とはいえお互い敵同士だったからな。だから切れ
I
る
know
ことは
simply
言わない。
denying what you claim of me won't convince you.
エリザの件で
For one,
君は
it's
私
in
に
your
敵意
nature
を
to
持
see
っ
me
て
as an
当然
enemy
だし、
to Elisa's
私の
misunderstanding.
言うことが本当な
You
の
have
かど
never
うかを
spent
判
time
断
together
できるほ
either,
どの
so
知
you
識は
can
あ
know
るの
whether
か。
I'm sincere or just putting up a facade. A facade? 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 That's a fucking of English, of the English language, just because it's being influenced by the French. Damn French.
誰があんたなんかと。
Who the hell wants to spend time with you?
無理に一緒にい
Of
ようなんて
course,
言わ
I'm
ないさ。
not forcing you.
私はあく
I
ま
want
で
to cooperate with the other community, with Ulrich and with all of you.
助け合いを
Of
提案
course,
しただけ
it
だ。
will always be voluntary.
この
I
発
did
電
not
所は
overlook the fact that you were the
元々
first to
君たち
settle
が
the
発
thermal
見して
plant, nor
君
that
た
your
ちの
effort
努力で
was
多
what
くの
turned
人
it
間の
into
居
a
場所となっ
sanctuary
た。
for dolls.
それに比べて
At the end of the day,
私はただの
to the doll
通りすがり
community,
だ。
I'm just a passerby.
助け合いの
I'm
提案を
interested in
半
cooperation
分は
because I
自分の
believe
た
he
めな
can
ら
open the doll community
半
to a
分は
brighter future,
君たちにも
but
メ
also
リットが
benefiting
あ
me in
る
the
と思った
process.
からなんだ。私は君た
I
ち
have
と同
wondered
じ
the
ように
contamination zones as much
長
as
い
you two
間汚
did.
染エリアの中を
After
放
everything
置
I
して
have been through, one thing was clear to
い
me.
ろんなことがあって
I want to take my fate into my own
結局
hands.
自分の理想を
If my
叶える
dreams
た
are
めに
at
は
odds with
自分
others,
で頑
then
張
I'll
るしか
create
な
a
い
place
と
where
気づ
they
いた。
can exist.
そして今回の件
In the sense of creating
君
our
たちの理想
own
は
ideal haven.
私の理想と
I
相
think we are
当
on the
近い
same
と感じ
wavelength.
た。だから手を取り合った方がいいと思った。それでも
But if
困っている
disagreements
のは
arise, or if my
私の
presence
心に
makes things
塞がる。
difficult for you, I'll step away. Simple as that. Sybil remains silent. It's unclear whether she is resisting or still processing what I said.
クロちゃん、
Nixie,
ちょっとだけ
why not try
信
placing a
じて
little
みて
trust?
もいいんじゃないかな。指揮官のこと
Not in
じ
the
ゃなくて
commander, but in me.
この選択が
Let's see
どんな
what's waiting
未
for
来を
us in
迎えるの
different
か
path together.
一緒に
On a different
見届けよう。
path together, okay?
それともクロちゃんは
If building an ideal
やっぱりみんな
haven
の意
means
志をねじ
bending
曲げ
other
てで
dolls to our
も
will,
自分の理想を叶え
rewriting
たい
their
の
base layers and turning them into
そう
nothing
いう
but
の
glorified puppets,
少し時代遅れだと思う
then I
よ。
reckon that approach is already outdated.
少し一人にして。
Leave me alone for a bit. Phaetusa freezes for a moment and then turns to me.
クロちゃん、行っちゃった。
Nixie's left.
どこに
Where did she go?
メイン
The
サーバ
central
ー。
server. Whenever she's
機嫌
upset,
が悪い
she
時
moves
は
part of
そうやって
herself
サー
there.
バーの中に引きこもるの。
Phaetusa chuckles as if recalling something amusing.
考えてること
So
が
if I can
わか
still
るけど
sense what she's doing,
メンタルが
I'll
過去一
pretend
つ
to
に
give
な
her
って
some
るから
space.
指揮官、
Commander,
もう少し
please
私たちに
give
時
us some
間をちょ
time.
うだい。クロちゃんは頭いい
This
か
is
ら
smart. She'll figure
ち
out
ゃんと
what
理解
she
してくれ
really
ると
wants.
思う。スイーパーは
Sweeper really is. Helena speaks up from the side.
鉄血の中でも
When I
少
was in
し
the central
特殊な
server,
人間です。
I reviewed Sweeper's logs with Phaetusa.
彼女は試
Her
作
place
人
inside
間
this
で
sphere was unique.
鉄血内での
She was an
表現はそん
experimental
な
doll,
に高く
and
はあり
despite
ま
being
せ
at a
んが
lower rank in the hive
独
mind,
立思考を
she
許され
retained the
ています。
capability for independent thinking. Oh,
試作型ゆえ
because of her status as
戦
an
場に出た
experimental
こと
unit,
もありません
she
し
rarely saw combat
人を
and
殺め
likely
たこと
never
もあ
killed
りません。
anyone.
彼女はもとも
Maybe
と
she was never a good fit
鉄
for
血
Sanguis
とは
Fairy to
相入
begin
れない
with,
存在な
but
の
the
かもしれま
constant
せんね。
conditioning made her overlook
そ
that.
れを彼女自身がいつの間にか忘れていた。
See? Told you Nixie's a good
いい子
girl.
だよ。ずっと人間
While
が
she
嫌い
keeps
って言
saying
っ
that
て
she
る
hates
けど
humans, she's never
悪
done
いこと
anything
は何もして
inexcusable.
いない。それは確かにいい子ですね。
Definitely good gear material. If Helen says so.
ところで指揮官、
Also, Commander. Helen winks at me.
実はさっき
While I was
感
helping the
染
couple
した
the
人
infected
形た
dolls
ちを
needle
元に
data,
戻すために
I moved all of them
全
into
員を
layer
セ
2.
カンダリレベルに接続させたんです。そしたら
Your
指揮
speech
官の
earlier
話
was
が
so
あまりに
inspiring that I
素晴らしかった
accidentally
の
patched
で
my audio input
つい
into level
音
2.
声をセカンダリ
Accidentally.
レベルにつなげてしまいました。
どのあたり
Since
から
one exactly?
うーん
Not sure.
理想の
Probably
話
around that
の
part
あた
you
り
talk
か
about
な。
your altruistic ambition.
でもこれで
I'm certain any
今
dolls
ま
who
で
had
指揮官
doubts
を避
about
けてい
you
た人形たち
before
も
has now
少
been
しは
completely
指揮
won
官
over.
を受け入れてくれるんじゃないでしょうか。
He glanced at Helen's mischievous smile and shrugged helplessly. It would be best if we could reach a successful agreement at this point.
これもみんなのおかげだ。
Look at Phaetusa. She's so cute here. My ideal future will definitely have you in it. Awaiting departure. Sometimes you can delay your departure a little. A week has passed since the incident at the thermal plant. With Helen's help, the community firewall has been strengthened considerably. The Elmos radiation shielding system has finally been repaired as well after mailing countless all-nighters, so I have moved back in. Having worked late into the night these past few days, I realized a lot of things are just easier to handle in the comfort of my own little office. Would you like some hot cocoa, Commander? Yeah, thanks. Grossa stands behind me and prepares the cocoa. She looks calm, but the frequent clinking of the tableware gives away her unease. Helen already told me everything. Do you still plan to continue working with the doll community, Commander? If we want to build or influence, we'll need allies. With the current status quo, going solo is irresponsible and reckless. The doll community's willingness to form a stable alliance with us is the best outcome I could have asked for. However, Silver remains a highly unstable factor. From a safety standpoint, I wouldn't recommend taking such a risk. It's fine, Grossa. She's not a bad girl. The hot cocoa, it smells great. Please wait a moment. After the sound of packaging being torn open, Grossa sets the cup in front of me. A few marshmallows lazily float about on top of the rich cocoa. Life really is getting better, huh? Don't jinx it. I pick up the spoon, press the marshmallows down, and watch them slowly melt into the drink. What happened between Zipper and me was mostly a misunderstanding. If we give her more time and more proof, she'll come around. Besides, there's also Phaetusa. She probably didn't even realize it, but after all these years, Phaetusa has had a huge influence on her. What kind of proof is there? There are records of those Sanguis dolls who joined up Griffin a decade ago. But she might still consider those fake. It's better than nothing. I'll ask someone to help me get them from Helion soon. Contacting Griffin right now will be no easy task. Yeah, I'm a wanted fugitive after all. I don't want to drag Griffin through the mood either. I have to think of a clever method. The ops room comms channel rings up. I check the caller's ID. It's Ulrich. Looks like whether the Elma stays around or keeps wandering the yellow zone starting tomorrow will depend on this call. I smile at Grossa, then accept the call. Hey, Commander! Ulrich looks to be in good spirits. Yay! How have things been? How's the community taking Phaetusa's existence? Well, frankly speaking, it's a little tricky. After all, Super's actions were hard to reconcile with, so a good portion of those are uncomfortable with her presence. The solidification within the community has escalated. The main concern is whether Super will be out to take control of them again. That's not something I can guarantee. I don't doubt the fact that I didn't handle things to the best of my abilities this time either. She goes on. Ulrich starts to look a little dejected. That's when I notice she has a small rubber pig in her hand. Maybe the pressure is getting into her. Hi, my little dork. But thanks to Miss Helen broadcasting your conversation with Sivir at the end, despite still being reluctant about the latter's abilities. Most adults do acknowledge that Phaetusa and Sweeper are important for the future. That lines up with what Phaetusa is thinking. She also believes that the thermal plant can be sustained with just the two of them. So the solution for now is to quarantine them in their main domain, the central control room, separated from the rest of the plant. Miss Helen also upgraded the firewall. There's no better way to go about this, other than gradually resolving our differences. Differences between individuals and easy to cross. Exactly. There's also good news. Most of the dolls are now willing to work with you, Commander. They all felt your ambition and your goodwill. Alred quits, squeezing her rubber pig and gives me a wink. Alright then. Shall we continue discussing our plan for the future? That's exactly what I was thinking. I go over more and more details with Ulrich through the call as the conversation keeps picking up momentum. I only realize how late it's gotten after Grossa reminds me that the sky outside has turned dark. I end the call after setting a time to meet in person. A fresh cup of hot cocoa has been placed beside me. I take a sip. Its flavor is rich and smooth, all the more comforting. When was the last time I felt this sense of security? I can't even remember. Well, there's no need to rush to depart again. Who is it? Oh. Clack, clack, clack. The sound of high heels striking the floor echoes from outside the room. The sharp, out-of-place sound interrupts the man staring intently at the screen. Though he seemed to be in a good mood, judging by the satisfied look on his face. Arknights has finally taken action. Compared to what he's been through before, this is nothing more than a footnote, but that familiar commander's return was definitely something to look forward to. The visitor walks up to him and quietly waits for his orders. Fortunately, after a patient wait, she finally receives the answer she's been hoping for. After bidding farewell, she turns to leave. Only after fully stepping out of the room does she reveal a satisfied smile. No! Ah! Wait. Skip. Satisfied smile. She finally receives the answer she's been hoping for. After bidding farewell, she turns to leave. Only after fully stepping out of the room, she reveals it. Then she slightly presses her finger to her lips and gently prints a crease on the photo of the commander in the file. Oh wow, that was good. That was really, really good. Well, supply before I forget. And we've been 1 hour and 33 minutes. Hey, not bad. Not bad for today. It's cold as hell. I wanted to read the Phaetusa Dorn files, but I think it may take me around an hour, so I don't know. But hey, what? Sunless Siglo. Cage in the Evernight Garden. This skin is so good. It looks so. Look at the boots. Look at the freaking boots. Look at the boots. I need to draw someone in this outfit. Maybe sometime. Pa. Chin. Archive. Journals. I have to affinity level 2, 3, 4, 5. 8. These 3 are after the bonding. Bonding? No, the covenant. Memories, same, liaison theory. System of white and black. So I haven't unlocked any of them yet because they need affinity, more affinity level and a covenant, and I don't have them. For now I can level them up, but yeah, I'll rest for now, and then tomorrow we will play at least an hour and a half, I hope, of Arknights, of the Arknights event, Unrealized Realities. Wait, where's Phaetusa? Here.
今日も調子良さそうで何より。
Where's the shifting lunar phase? No. Where the Sea of Light? No, this is Exilium original. Amidst Revelry. This is Connection. Prometheus. Yeah. Ah! Fuck! Set up background. There we go.
やっと会えた。
Well, that has been for today.
夢に
Thank you for
見た人。
coming. Thank you for watching. I'll really say that tomorrow, Arknights. In the afternoon, probably before. I don't know. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. This has been the event Antiparallel, the 2-part event Antiparallel from Gears Frontline to Exilium. I hope you had a good time, and I hope you come back next time. That's it. Goodbye. Look at her little blade on the head. So cute. That's it. Bye bye.